Alright then. Alright. We took one trade today. Actually, we took two trades today, but the second one I closed it very, very early. Just because just didn't need to be in it. Closed that for like -5 pips, 3 quid lost, so it's fine. Main trade that we took plus 55 pips, so we netted 50 pips today, and in total about £129, which was nice to break the losing streak. Happy days. So going into my decision on this, let's have a look. So if we look at the daily chart, we're still aiming up here. On the S&P, we're in this order block at the moment, and then on the 4-hour chart, just zoom out a little bit, you can see we've traded up into this imbalance and we're now consolidating a little bit. Obviously the long-term target is this grey fair value gap up here for the daily, and you know, I was anticipating like a slight slowdown after yesterday's moves. So what I was looking at, as we had no news today, was where's the nearest imbalances, higher time frame, and we've got, you know, one here, one down here, which is fine. In terms of liquidity, we've got these equal highs up here, come down displaced. Hadn't quite tapped into this, so in London session we just missed this imbalance down here, and then coming into the New York session, you can see we traded up, swept this high here, come down, traded back down into this fair value gap, or just tapped it, or wicked into it even, and then, you know, big wick up here to sweep that liquidity. Now I was still kind of bullish on this, but you can see on the Nasdaq we did actually take the previous day's highs, whereas on the S&P they're a bit higher up. So we got an S&T there really, which gives us bearish sentiment just for at least the session. And yeah, you can see we've traded partially up into this imbalance over here during London, come down, and then we've tapped the order block here, wick, and then that's just come above the high here, but not quite taken the wicks of these candles. So in terms of the actual setup, I think, what's the best chart to look at this on? 3 minute? Or the 1 minute? I think the 1 minute. So it's kind of a mix between the time frames. I think it was maybe 3 minutes to be fair. So if we move in here, yeah. So what we got these imbalances down here, these ones here, and London lows leading into this 1 hour fair value gap down here. We swept highs and displaced down, so we stopped off in this fair value gap here, the 3 minute, and traded down before wicking back up into it. Now before I got in, I just wanted to see what the reaction was going to be. I was thinking, you know, on the 5 minute at the time, this could just be like a retracement, because it did wick up a little bit into like the order block, or not even an order block. Yeah, I just wanted to see what the reaction was going to be off this fair value gap, pretty much. So, you know, came down, and then it was on this candle here, as we started pushing down, I was feeling quite bearish, so I got in there. My stop just above this wick, which on the 5 minute you can see it. Yeah, so it's just above the 5 minute candle there, and my target was literally the entry into this imbalance here. That was it. Very short trade, quick scalp, in and out. So, oops. Yeah, you can see we got a pretty quick reaction. I think literally as soon as we went past this low here, my stop, I was just like holding the order basically and just trailing it. I was like just above this fair value gap, and then we pushed past these lows here and I was at break even. So very, very low risk trade. Says 1.13 to 1.13R, but obviously once you drop that down here, it's 2.35, and then break even. So yeah, that was, how many minutes is that? 1, 2, 3 minutes. Yeah, literally a 2-minute trade. I'll just check my broker statement actually, just to double check. History. It was 1 minute 9 second trade for £132, which is very nice if you're asking me. And yeah, we'll take that. And then, you know, I was thinking you can maybe get another position in to go short. In hindsight, if I just held this trade here and just targeted the fair value gap and the London low, then we would have got it for, come on out. No, don't need to add an alert, mate. Reset. So if I just targeted the London low, that would have been a 4.2R, and yeah, that would have been a banger. But either way, I'm not going to complain. We've been on a 7 trade losing streak, so that is very nice to actually get a win under the belt. And yeah, it started to get really dicey once price traded down into this fair value gap down here. You know, it didn't really need to move much further, and at the time I was looking at these here, and this was an imbalance. I was looking, you know, ideally another entry at the top of this wick would have been great, and then stop above the fair value gap to target that. That would have been perfect, but just a bit slow with it. I was still thinking that we would take that, and then, you know, I got in here, the actual movement here. So it was traded up, come back down, and then traded up into this, and I was thinking that looks bearish. So I placed a market order rather than a limit order, and it, you know, it fumbled about for a bit. It came up to like minus £10 profit and £3 profit, and I was just like, you know what, I've already got my win for the day. Let's just close it at -3. And as you can see, with the amount of chop before the initial final move down into this fair value gap, we would have been stopped out for about I don't know, I think it was like £27 or something, and that's just like, you don't really need to place that trade. It was something like a 45 quid profit if it hit TP. So yeah, that was one of the reasons for closing. Just take my wins and hold on to them for now. But yeah, it's interesting. If I just held that all the way, it would have been spot on, get a nice retracement, and then I think it was towards, yeah, bang on, it was like 11:04 that we came into this and swept the liquidity of the London lows. So that would have been A+ setup pretty much. So from here, you know, I'd stepped away from the charts at this point, just checking back every 20 minutes or so, just having a quick scan just to see what price was doing. No intention of getting an entry in. And yeah, so from here, obviously, if you see my last video, I've been back testing price coming into a higher time frame, fair value gap, having a reaction off it, creating an inverse fair value gap. So you can see we got this in the 3 minute, and then of the 3 candle pattern entry on the retracement, there's a fair value gap above it as well. And then I was targeting it. I would have liked to see it come and take the session highs, but instead it's just traded up kind of around here. I don't know what the 15-minute chart is up to. I mean, it's just sort of come like halfway up the wick, pretty much, before heading back down during the lunch hour. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see, you know, this move continue upwards once we go into the PM session, but at the moment it's looking like we're just hanging about, retrace over the lunch hour. But if price does come down into this fair value gap here and then push up from there, cool. If not, it makes sense because we've got this fair value gap here and this hourly fair value gap down here, and yeah, it's just one of those. I note that there's also no red news today, so that's fine. In terms of this accumulation period, one of the reasons that you could look at as to why you'd look for longs from that point is, yes, I think here you can see this retracement down at 11 o'clock, this push down at 11 o'clock, where we trade into the hourly imbalance on S&P. It doesn't even break these lows here. I mean, there's sell sides, so it hasn't even swept that. So there's the drawings up. Whereas here, you know, it's come down and then swept that. So it's just one of them. Nice trading today. Yeah, I'm glad that I just, you know, took control of this one and just closed it very early. I was like, right, I don't need to get any more out of this, and yeah, secured my profits for the day. Oh, my laptop's running so slow at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this. Going into the PM session, it looks like it could end up sweeping and just coming down here. Like, you got all of this imbalance here and down here. But yeah, so I think tomorrow it's a Fed meeting tomorrow, possibly. Yeah, Powell is speaking, got PPI, retail sales, unemployment. So there's a lot of news. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the driver that really pushes price up into this daily fair value gap up here, or at least to take the next set of highs. Obviously, we do still need to, may need to trade back down at some point. But yeah, my initial feeling towards it is that this news driver tomorrow will be what pushes us up, at least to these highs here, unless it's the driver down before then the continuation up. But yeah, with all that being said, not really too much more to talk about. Plus 50 pips net on the day, so we'll take it. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.